Hello, everyone. This is Tim. Book number 2 for this month, Hope on the Tightrope. We're reading through it. This is one of my shirts, my tourist shirts I got. We took a trip to Los Angeles and we took the hip hop history tour. Amazing. Um, as much as they talk about the gang violence, it's one of the last unified black American communities left. They just have to stop shooting each other and they'll be all right. Let's get back into Hope on the Tightrope. Now is the time for courage to love in a way that's not sentimental. It's a dangerous force that put Jesus on the cross. That's the kind of love I'm talking about. You can touch it, you can feel it. You know that you're empowered when you're connected with that kind of love. Grandma displayed exceptional dignity and grace to cope politically, spiritually, and lyrically while keeping a smile on her face. She worked at Miss Ann's house for over 42 years with no pension, but she was a queen on Sunday. That takes courage. Where does the wellspring come from? It doesn't fall out of the sky. It comes out of a history of struggle. It comes from song, word, gesture, deed, family, institution, athletic networks, and musical apprenticeship. That's what has sustained us. Young people watch TV, hear from their friends, listen to the radio, and watch videos. Is that truth? If you accept uncritically and blindly, then it's clear you don't really have a love for the truth. You have a love for what people tell you, or it can be love for prevailing opinion. Sometimes we just fall in love with lies. Lies can generate some deep love. You can be addicted to lies and falsity as a way of dealing with life. You can fall for illusions, delusions, deception, and deceit. I'm concerned about the younger generation. Traditions are not something you simply inherit. You have to fight for them. You want to keep them vital, vibrant, and strong. You have to learn how to be their stewards. You have to be willing to sacrifice for them. You don't gain access to traditions by osmosis. Black people have never had the luxury to believe in the innocence of America. Although we've experienced the worst of America, we still believe that the best of America can emerge. The best that the prophetic tradition has been able to do on American soil is to produce a social movement. Yet every social movement has was either crushed or absorbed. This is why it takes a tremendous act of faith and a tremendous act of courage to cut against the American grain, because the powers that be are very serious. We're going into chapter 3, philosophy. The word philosophy really means philosophia, love of wisdom. Anybody who has the audacity to embark on a quest for wisdom is really on quite an adventure, because it requires a lot of courage, determination, discipline, and most importantly, humility. You have to be open to the voice, viewpoint, and vision of others. Anytime you talk about wrestling with the terrifying question of what it means to be human, you must begin with the Latin humando, which means burying. To be human is to bury your dead, to put those beloved corpses in the grave, and somehow connect yourself to them to never forget. Wrestling with death, not simply as some event that's going to happen to you at the end of your life, but calling into question certain assumptions and presuppositions that you had before you arrived. That's learning how to die. That's what Plato himself said. Anytime you surrender a prejudice or give up a presupposition, that's a certain death. To learn how to die in this way is to learn how to live. Paideia means deep education. Learning how to die, to live more intensely, critically, and abundantly. Because when you die, you give up certain assumptions and presuppositions to be reborn into a higher level of maturity. Like falling in love, the old self dies, the new self emerges and merges into another self, grounded by the gift of grace. Paideia is the death that signifies rebirth. When I went to Harvard, I had to be willing to die in order to emerge stronger, more courageous, perhaps more decent. Because in the end, love is the force that transcends death. All the rest is sounding brass and tinkling cymbals. So that's more of From Hope on the Tightrope. And I thank you for supporting me. And I hope that you stick with me. And I hope that I'm able to give you more of these books and this information and this knowledge from primary sources. Until next time, please take care of your mind and your body and be safe.